Good morning. How do you do today, Mr. Dino?
I am fantastic. Everyone, welcome to Morning Motivational Rant. I am Dino the Genetic Marvel, and this is my co-host, Crystal Morency.
Hello, everybody. Good morning to everybody out there.
I think people will appreciate our good mornings once everything starts to get fucking loaded. So, I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning to check how it was going, and it hadn't moved.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn it!
Oh.
So.
Okay, well, let's get that loaded before we make a whole bunch more. we'll get things going.
Oh,
or load one of the smaller ones.
Don't worry.
We could load one of the smaller ones.
I don't know.
But anyways, good morning, everybody. Good morning. This is our motivational rant about how we suck at technology.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We suck at technology, and
yeah.
The funny thing was that last night it messed up, and it was totally my fault in the end. No, you know what? And the thing is, you don't know certain things until you know. So apparently, until your YouTube channel is verified, you can't load more than an hour long. And I was like,
I should have totally told you that.
Well, so I'm just like, okay. So, and the thing is, I only was able to see that warning or that notice until I canceled the upload. So I was at 99% of it being processed for fucking ever, for like 4 hours. And I'm like, why? Why?
And now he feels my pain. Yeah. Because I was having the exact same thing, trying to load the videos to him, and because everybody's using their internet, and I already said this, it drops and you lose everything. So now you feel my pain. Now you feel my pain.
Yeah, but I ended the night on a high note. I registered it. I started to reload it. I'm like, so it's coming. It's happening. It's a little bit late, but that's okay. Because I'm gonna load that one. I'm gonna load every day, and I'm just gonna keep them going and make it happen. And you know,
why not?
It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
We're gonna put it out as much as possible. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna get down, because you guys want to listen to us, don't you? Why not? Fuck, we're cool as fuck.
Everybody wants to listen to me.
Look at his Deadpool shirt. I'm loving that Deadpool shirt.
It says
I'm loving it.
It says all I want is tacos.
That's awesome. I can't see that, but I love it. We're both wearing cool shirts. Look, I'm wearing a good Oh, I love it. I love that shirt. That's cool. I'm wearing Good Vibes one.
Nice. Very nice.
So we're both rocking the cool shirts today.
We're off to a great start.
And we're both wearing pants that you guys just noticed.
Yeah. See that is a step in the right direction. I tell you.
Yes. That is how you get motivated to get your day done.
Yeah.
Have you been getting ready every day? Have you been getting ready, Dino, every day still? Like, because we're... No?
You gotta understand, I didn't get ready before. So it's not like it wasn't like, so I was doing just comedy and stuff, and just like really it was like going back to school when I was doing comedy. While I was doing comedy, while we could do comedy, I guess. So I was just studying all day long, writing, stuff like that. And then I would go out and perform, because I was out literally every night of the week. I'd be out performing, if not at a book show, at an open mic. Now everything's supposed to be opening up July 4th.
Yay!
So that's exciting.
And the drive-in's going to be opening up July 11th, everybody. Yay!
Yeah. So there's a lot happening.
And Dino will be performing there. There'll be a lot happening.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of laughter there.
Yes, a lot of laughter coming, because there's a lot to laugh about, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Like Dracula.
So yesterday, see, this is why I don't want to lose the order. Like, I want to do the first one first and the second one second and all that kind of stuff. Because
not only we kind of talk about.
Well, it's not just that, but I'm crazy. Like, it will annoy the shit out of me until number 1 is loaded and number 2 is loaded after that, because I'm crazy, right?
Yeah.
But yesterday we did say we were going to talk about Dracula today, which I think is a fucking awesome subject.
Me too. Especially because the lady Draculas were technically like the first Draculas. So I'm like,
What do I know about ladies topics? Come on. I'm a Neanderthal. I'm like, women are good. This is good. That's all I got.
I'm going to beat them over the head and take them into my cave. You are now my wife.
That sounds pretty right. Like, it's not very modern, but, I was polite. I'm a polite guy about that kind of stuff. No,
He picks her of dandelion.
Exactly. Well, it's still a flower. I'm like, flower.
Yep.
Oh man.
So
they actually. I was gonna say there was recently there was a new series for Dracula that came out on Netflix that was it was so well done. It was the music was great. I'm finding a lot more importance in music when it comes to and soundtracks, like more as I get older, because you always know it's important. Like, have you ever what was it? I think it was Forgetting Sarah Marshall, the main character. He was supposed to do the sound, and they started doing like Seinfeld sounds for like a crime show. And the guy's like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, you know what? That makes it really funny.
Yeah. Music is everything in the movie. Like, when a scary part is coming up, when a sad moment is happening, all because of the music in a movie. And movies that have killer fucking soundtracks, those are the good ones.
Well, I remember...
Like, the more AC/DC, the better.
Well, have you ever heard the story about John Williams and Spielberg meeting about Jaws? And John Williams plays like the dun and Spielberg's like, okay, that's pretty good, but seriously, what do you have? And John Williams was like, no, man, that's it. And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, just trust me, that's it. And the thing is that if you go dun there's no, I don't believe there's anyone in the world that wouldn't go, there's a shark. There's a shark. It's on land. We're in danger, people. I heard the music.
Sharknado is fucking happening, people.
That's it. That's why I like...
Those movies are like the worst movies ever.
Oh, they are.
You love them?
They're so bad, but you know what? Like, that was a time when movies still had story, too, right? Like, there was character development and stuff. Like, I just watched, I was trying to work this into a bit, and I couldn't work this into a bit because it's just so ridiculous, was I found out that, so there's a lot of movies that were really shit that have been produced, and they've been produced because of, essentially China money funneling into them, right? And, like, one of those movies is, like, Battleship, which is horrifically bad. Like, it is one of the worst things I've ever seen. Don't. It's like, you will get more excitement and more thrills from playing Battleship than you will from watching Battleship. And the movie...
I love that freaking game.
It's a great game. The movie Battleship has aliens in it and crazy technology, and it still sucks dick. It's horrible. And then the other day, there was a new Pacific Rim that came out, so that was on Netflix. And me and Victoria and I watched it. And it was fucking horrible because it was
a porn.
And well, this is the thing is
Pacific Rim.
It's Pacific Rim. It wasn't that kind of Pacific Rim, but it was like you have giant robots and aliens. You had some of the characters come back from the first one. And literally, it just became Chinese propaganda where they're like, you stupid Americans should wait while China saves everyone's life. And it was just like I was like, honestly, I kind of get why they're saying that works because that's exactly what America did for so many years. It's like, the Americans saved the day. Like, And the first Independence Day. And exactly. Shit like that. And you're like, okay.
You're welcome, America. You saved your ass. If it wasn't for Canada, you would all be dead. People would hate you.
That's probably true. It's like they look at Canada and they go, you know, America's shitty, but they got a nice hat. And that's Canada.
Yep. Yeah. It's the America, I always call America our cousin Eddie. You know, like the dumb cousin Eddie from National Lampoons. We're the Griswolds because we're kind of silly too. Oh. So we're the Griswolds and they're cousin Eddie.
It's not until we don't get our Christmas bonus and then we freak the fuck out. Okay?
Yep.
We start telling people
we're the Griswolds.
Yeah, we are. I think Canada might be the Griswolds. That's a fair thing.
Well, don't you think so? And America's totally cousin Eddie. I mean, to a fucking T.
Yeah. Shitter's full. Yeah, that's definitely accurate. So we're going to talk about Dracula. Hold on, let's get back to Dracula. Dracula's cool. Okay.
Yes! Yay, Dracula!
What do you know about Dracula, Crystal? Tell us.
Fucking everything. So, like, Bram Stoker's Dracula. It looked like I said that so much that I, like, spit in your eye, even though you're, like, across here. Dino, are you fucking drinking Starbucks?
No, did you see my thing? Okay, so, yeah. So now you can... No, it's a water canister thingy that's shaped like a Starbucks thingy. It is from Starbucks,
Oh,
obviously.
okay.
I try to keep the symbol on the one side, but I'm like, everyone knows. You're like, hey, is that a green straw? Gino, what are you drinking from a green straw, you dick?
Starbucks douche.
I am a Starbucks douche. You know what? We got coffee from McDonald's the other day because it was just convenient, and I took a sip. So I like to get an iced coffee with a shot of sugar-free vanilla sweetener. Okay. It was so bad. It was horrible.
That sounds so bad.
But it's not. So this is the thing: is coffee shouldn't be like sweet the way McDonald's makes it. It shouldn't be that sweet. It should be much less sweet because coffee is bitter. It should have a little bit of sweetness. A lot of times you can get that just from cream. You don't necessarily need sugar.
Yeah.
But I like vanilla because I'm a weirdo. So I'm like, oh, a little shot of vanilla and it's sugar free. Sounds good. Then I drink it. I'm like, wow, what the fuck? I feel like a girl who got bamboozled. I was like, too deep. Whoa, this is not for me. This is not.
Oh, you got it in my hair.
Yeah, well, you know, ew. That's happened too. It's like everywhere. It's horrible. I didn't expect it. It's like you could at least warn somebody, you know?
Warn somebody. Maybe they like it.
I'm just saying. We're all perverts in some way. So at least, you know, give them fair warning. You don't just throw your thumb up somebody's asshole. You just start with the pinky. Just be nice.
Why? Okay, why? So about Dracula. You know, I guess Dracula could lead to that subject all the time, though, because it was about, like, them sucking people's blood and making out and virgins and ladies wanting to bathe in other ladies' blood.
Yeah, the Countess, what's her face?
Young and yep.
That's
and
coming
then
out
that was
that's coming out as a movie.
The Asian one.
No, well, there's
no, that was the Greek one.
She was the Count. She was
Victoria or Elizabeth.
Maybe the Countess. I forget what it is, but there's a show or a movie that's coming out about it on some streaming service. I don't know anymore, but yeah, it was going through because she murdered over 100 young women from her
650.
Oh yeah, that's more. Yeah, that's definitely a little bit, just a little bit more. And she would.
Sorry, no. I'm a nerd.
I don't have a laptop to be like, oh, I'm going to look up this information and sound really smart. No,
neither do I. I hold it.
Crystal's just naturally smart, so you guys know. Crystal's naturally smart. She doesn't need the internet. She's already working on her, AI link. She's got her link going, so the rest of us are just fucking stupid. That's what the problem is.
No, I just remember from looking it up.
But she would bathe in their blood because she thought it kept them young, right? That was the big thing. And let's see here. Did you ever watch? What was the movie? Oh, I forget what it was. It came out a little while ago. Charles Dance was in it, and it was.
I don't know famous people.
Dracula Untold, I think.
I probably have, because I've seen pretty much every vampire Dracula.
It was actually pretty cool, and they left it open for a sequel, and then it went to shit. I think it was part of the Dark Universal. Did you hear? You heard about that? Like, so.
Yeah.
See, this goes back to a few other things. Dracula is one of the great stories that is based on reality, right? Because there was Vlad the Impaler, right?
Yeah.
Who was supposed to be Dracula.
This goes back to like the 1500s.
Yeah.
It goes back to like the 1500s.
Well, and there's always, I always wonder about this kind of stuff, because there has to be something that will legitimize those situations. Like, there's always rumors that the Black Forest in Germany, that the Nazis had trouble in the Black Forest because that's supposed to be like where. I'm probably going to get these details wrong, so I look forward to your comments saying that I'm a dipshit. That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Oh shit, our comments are going to be awesome.
Our comments will be like, you guys are fucking horrible. You should quit and just go back to fucking eating ass or something. No, because that's where I think Baba Yaga, the Black Witch, was in the Black Forest in Germany, and there's so many rumors and stuff around that and stuff like that, where you're going like, I don't know, it was a different time and communications were different, knowledge was different, it was embellished, you never really know what's happening. And that's why, like, Dracula I think is one of the greatest stories, just because there's so much intertwined. Like Bram Stoker's Dracula, it's a hard watch, but it's a great watch. Like, if you get the right circumstance and you wait the right time between, it's such a great watch, just because you pick up on new details, and the acting. Even Keanu Reeves is decent in that. Like, he does a good job. Like, it's
I love how you put that. Even Keanu Reeves is decent.
No, like, look, I'm not gonna get like, look, I'm not. Certain actors are good at playing certain roles, and like, and actually my
other than Brad Pitt.
Brad
Pitt's good in everything.
So's Tom Cruise. I'm a big fan of Tom Cruise. I know he's little, but he's beautiful. He's so great. And even I think it was like two or three Mission Impossibles ago, was a scene where he was in Russia and he gets out of his hospital room because he's supposed to be under arrest, and he's got no shirt on, and I'm like, he's like 55, you assholes! How the fuck is that possible? And you look at his body and you're going, dude, that guy is like he's not in good shape. He's in fantastic shape for a teenager.
Yeah, he is.
And his bullshit. Yeah. And his hair. God damn it! It pisses me off how good his hair is, that fucking prick. But that's the thing. So, like, you put Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, certain other people, they can play almost any role. You know, Daniel Day-Lewis is a great actor, and he just, turns into that person. But then you have guys like Keanu Reeves, who plays a quiet, violent, traumatic character exceptionally well. Such as John Wick. Yeah. He's fantastic, right? But I have to admit, that character evolved from things like Speed and Bill and Ted's. Yeah. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Yeah, that's the right one. That's the first one.
That's the right one.
But that's the thing, is he's done a great job on refining that character. But then you have guys like Jason Momoa, who's gorgeous, but doesn't really act. He just pretends to be Jason Momoa. Like, it's a weird.
And he played Aquaman, which made him gay, and we all know my theory on this, because Aquaman is like the worst superhero ever. It's like Little Mermaid. It's like, except it's Jason Balboa, so he ruined it for me. He used to be hot.
You heard it here first, people. The way to look hot is to not pretend to be Aquaman. That is how you firm up your masculinity.
Superhero. Yes, any other superhero. Really, the guy is gorgeous. Let him play anything other than Aquaman. I guess because nobody else could, because nobody else is that good looking.
Well, and that's...
Like, nobody else would have got away with it, other than Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt, I think I still hump him.
I watched...
Aquaman.
You know what? I watched Fight Club the other day, and I was like, this is a great movie.
He's gorgeous.
It's... Oh, yeah. Well, on top of that, you see how accurate that depiction is of what's happening right now, and you're kind of going, oh, I can see that happening. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, it is. Like, they talk about that on the consciousness. Like, do you believe that we're in another state of conscious? Or do you believe that this is, like, all a facade type thing? Like, we're in a ulterior universe type thing?
No. So I take it a different way. I honestly, I believe that we are in a living simulation. In that...
Oh, that's what I mean.
Well, so we're not locked up. We're not attached to a bunch of wires or anything like that. But we are living in fictitious times. We're finding more and more that what we see is not real, and it's a hard thing. Like there's people who are their entire career is based on not believing things. Like their whole thing is to discredit and call bullshit on things, which I get, you know. But at the same time, there are other people whose entire role is to make up fake shit as well. So it's like it's the waters are so muddy right now that every piece of truth that we get our hands onto, everyone just tears it apart. It blasts across the internet. Everyone all of a sudden knows it as it has to be the truth, and you're kind of going, whoa, let's just ease up.
Relax.
Like one of the big reasons, like, so I used to be in finance. I was a financial planner. I was a fiduciary. And one of the things we always talked about was after 2007, 2008, when people call it the Great Recession. Okay, whatever with that name, that's political. That's bullshit in and of itself.
That's a whole political ball game. That whole mess right there.
But what they did was they explained that our recovery should be faster, and it was faster than the Great Depression, because during the Great Depression, it took so much longer for things to cascade everywhere, right? Like everything had to take a lot more time to kind of just go out to every resource and every person to know what's going on. Whereas now it's like, boom, you have all that knowledge right at your fingertip. And that's why, like, I wonder what would have happened with things like Vlad the Impaler, right? He was abused, he was tortured, he was taken from his home, and that is a tactic that's used throughout history, where royalty would exchange children as essentially a hostage, right? To make sure that people didn't. It's bullshit that you're allowed to do that, and I'm sitting here like a loser. But go on. Let's just do shots every time you do a bong hit. So just. But yeah,
I'm listening to you.
She's like, I'm listening. Yeah.
I can tell you exactly what you were talking about.
I'm sure you could.
The Impaler guy.
That's when I know I'm older out of the two of us, is because I'm like, I'm just gonna talk some knowledge now, and you're like, yeah, fuck you, Grandpa. I'm just gonna hit this real quick, you old piece of shit. It's great.
He's 3 years older than me.
Might as well be 150 years older than me. But yeah, no, it's weird. That's why I don't understand what's happening right now. It's very. We have access to information so quickly, yet we're totally left in a lurch, right? And that's why I get the idea of retiring to stories and movies and entertainment, just to not have to worry about some of the shit that's happening. But I've been talking a lot here, Crystal. Can you just step it up a little bit? Okay, can you just... I don't know.
I was waiting, because I'm always the one that's like... So I was like, I'm going to just hit this bong and let you go, baby.
There's been a couple times where she started talking, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, crazy? But... That's okay.
Okay, so let me go. Okay. So on to what you were saying. Hold on 1 second. So on to what you were saying about, no, I totally agree with, fuck.
Said like a million things. You're like, yeah, I agree. It's, okay. Thanks. That's good. It's feeling like I got married again. It's great, you know? It's like I have another person who doesn't listen to me in my life. It's the person I do a podcast with.
I do. I was totally listening to you.
You keep talking that
boomer. He's like my dad. Jesus.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Fucking garbage, man.
It's our good morning motivational rant. Okay, so what Dino was talking about. So Dino was totally talking about how, like, the job force and the money. And no, he was talking about the Impaler. Like how when you put him away, or how they scrutinized him, and if it was nowadays, people can't really... Like, people are going a little crazy right now. Everybody's involved in everybody's stuff. Everybody's judging everybody based upon... And this is going back, like, that story was, like... It's like the Bible. Because even the Bible, this story goes before the Bible. Yeah. So, because Christianity questioned it, right? So, the story goes beyond that. So, even they made up their own rendition of... everybody did. The Indians have their own Vanish. The Europeans have their own version of Dracula. Yep. And it's like us having our own version of... But it's people's perception of what happened. That's what you were trying to say, basically, right?
Well, that's the thing is, like... So Vlad the Impaler is one of the most recent iterations of Dracula. Because the idea of somebody drinking blood to stay alive, or that they were evil or soulless...
I think the Clintons do it.
Yeah, that's probably true. I believe that.
I think they drink human blood.
Well, but that's the idea behind that. That blood gives life and stuff like that. There's stories about that in the Bible of people who were doing that. The stories before then, Egyptians, Sumerians, I'm sure. There's that idea of a evil created and gone amok, right?
Yeah.
That involves losing your soul to the devil in some way, shape, or form, and then becoming a creature of the night, where things like the cross, or things that are pure in nature, like garlic,
that's the Christianity
or the sun,
version.
Right? Well, so garlic, the sun, holy water, things like that have they have variations in every iteration of history, right? So we see there's other there would be a shaman, there would be a medicine man, there would be somebody who would be the only one with knowledge to fight a soulless creature of the night, right? And that's why I honestly believe, and this is a little bit of a stretch, it's a little bit fucking crazy, but like,
I love it.
my dad, when I was growing up, I always had an early curfew, and my dad's position, like, my dad grew up in a farm town, right? So different rules, and he grew up, in the 50s, right? This is a whole other situation. But his perspective was only the ghosts come out at night. Like, there's no good you can do at nighttime, right? So, go out during the day, do all you have to do, but at nighttime you should be home, right? And this is a big contention, and this is different, right? Because if I want to do bad, I can do it at 8 o'clock in the morning. But that's why it's that association with...
It's true, though. Nothing good happens after midnight. Like, why? Like, why?
It's only the best stuff happens after midnight, let's be honest.
I've been a bartender my whole life and stuff, so yeah, totally everything good happens after midnight.
Well, that's
when you
is,
make the most money.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And I'm not sure, and that's why, right now, where we're seeing this movement of rallies or protesting happening during the day, but as soon as the sun falls, people are being shot, people are being murdered, people are being attacked for their property, people are running for their lives. It's kind of bringing back that old adage of, our place isn't the night, you know, our places during the day, because one of those things like you read about is, you know, where mankind is afraid of the dark for a reason, because after the light, we are now prey. We're now on the food chain, and we are not well equipped as a person, like as a generic person. We are not well equipped. We are not trained to survive the night. We are given weapons, we are given technology to try and survive the night. We stay in groups to survive the night. We do all these things. Whereas now we're seeing that the nighttime is definitely not only the right time for crime, but it's a scary time for a normal person, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you say
even when
something?
You're out in the middle of the bush. I'm trying, but I want to wait for you so that way I'm not rude and cutting you off like I always do. Like, I've been trying to like notice myself. I'm a self-aware person, you know, because I'm very self-absorbed. So,
those two aren't the same thing. Oh, you're funny. I'm enjoying this. No, sorry, go on.
No, I know. But, yeah, no, nothing good happens at nighttime. That's why even, like, you go back to the settlers' days when they set up fires to keep away whatever comes, you know? Like, it's in our genetics. Like, it's certain things were a fight or flight, right? Like, the human philosophy is fight or flight. Yep. Like, that's our instincts. Our instincts are everything to us. And I think that is the one AI thing. Like, I'm totally into this shit. But I think that that's, like, our instincts.
Yeah.
Because our instincts are very important, and we do get natural instincts. Like when you watch a sad movie and you get emotional, even if it has nothing to do with you, like you've never even had any of that happen in your life, you can feel it. You can feel the person, even if they're an actor and it's just a story. You read a book and it's just a story because of our intuition. Yep. It's our intuition. We feel that. Like, you know, that's why, and some people base too much on, or they read it based on, because it's based on everything. Intuition is based on everything that you've taken in your whole life, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we follow it. And that's our intuition is our consciousness, I think. Like our consciousness, I think to be conscious is to be aware. Because everyone always questions your consciousness and stuff. I think consciousness is simply being aware. Like you're awake, you're aware. Yeah. Right? Like that's like this person has gone unconscious. That person is no longer awake, no longer aware. Lost his consciousness. Yeah. So I think that's our intuition is similar, like it's on the same path of our psyche is our intuition, and our consciousness pretty much lead our everything.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and that's true. It's and that's the thing is like right now what we're seeing, just to kind of incorporate into what's happening today is like what our intuition or consciousness, people aren't willing to open it up and try and take that chance, right? Like man would never have conquered the night if it wasn't for light, right? We used fire, we used whatever we could to try and create that atmosphere of safety that we feel during the day. That's what we go for because we are inherently afraid of the dark. And when you see that going on, it's such a weird situation to see that come into play right now where you have everyone's quote-unquote intuition being questioned and everyone just trying to make change, right? It's a weird environment we're in, and that's the thing. Like it's ingrained into us certain things, and you don't want to stop and say, well, I can't learn anymore, because that's just ridiculous, right? There's a crazy idea that you can't learn anymore, right? And like that.
You can learn everything every single day.
Oh yeah,
100 billion things a day I learn. Like, you can learn so much, like, about everything in life, about just, you could, like, the way you've been doing something for years could be, maybe not, you can learn a new way of doing it. I don't say wrong. I don't like the term wrong, or the term, like, because it's not wrong. There's nothing, what makes something wrong? I don't like it. I think it's just like hate. Yeah. It's useless.
Well, and that's, you know? and that's the whole problem is that we've been treated by politician.
Other than left-handed people.
Fuck! God damn it!
Sorry.
I'm not left-handed. I don't give a shit.
I just like to make fun of how ridiculous hate is. So left-handed people is my ridiculous hate.
But that's the whole thing. Is like, people out there that hate left-handed people. Like, it's an actual thing. It is an actual thing.
There's not.
Well, no.
That is not.
Do you know? No, it actually is.
That's so stupid.
It's very stupid. It's ridiculously stupid. But the whole
and they weren't even dumped by Mike McCarthy.
Trust me.
Still did.
Shout out to Mike, man. You're a trooper, okay? You're a trooper. Don't worry. Keeping it real. No, but that's the thing. Is like, remember, it's the right hand and using your wrong hand, and it's. Trust me, left-hand things, yeah, that's a real thing, which is insane, right? It's absolutely insane. Yeah. But that's the thing is, we're treated like children by both our leaders and the media, so that we have to now we're a well-trained dog that's like, hate, okay, love, okay. It's like,
yeah.
Well, hold on, you're not giving us. We're being indoctrinated.
We're Caesar Milan's bitches.
Oh, that's a whole other... that guy's a scam, right? That guy's full of shit. That guy's
yeah, because, yeah.
He's been nailed
with
with
He was put out by the media. He was made by the media. The media is full of shit. Yeah. Of course he's full of shit.
Oh, yeah. And you're like, listen, to get a dog not to eat the cupcake, and you see that the dog is, like, freaking out, you're like, you tase that dog, man. That's not cool. That's gross. You can't do that kind of shit.
I've had a dog that is true, though, because I've had a dog, like, I just had to do it because she was a pit bull, but I had a dog that I could put a steak there and she wouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't aggressive at all. I was just me. But it's certain breeds, it's certain people.
Listen, but that's a trained dog. The dogs that they were showing on his show, they were freaked the fuck out. Like, they were terrified of doing wrong.
Oh,
It's not the same thing. A dog that's trained...
He must have done something weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went right for the thumb. Didn't start with the pinky. That's what I say. No, that's...
Didn't even spit on it.
See, I say something, people are like, wow, that's bad. And you're like, he didn't even spit on you. You're like, wow. Whoa. That is way farther than what we expected. I don't know.
I can't help it. Why do you think I got into comedy?
Yeah, it's sometimes stranger than fiction, right?
Well, because sometimes you can't fit in anywhere other than people that think like you.
Yeah, well,
and the only people that are sick and fucked up like me are other comedians.
Yeah, that's pretty true. Well, that's the funny thing is, like, I'm working on a new bit where I started off to saying how I had a great childhood, and I did have a great childhood. I had both parents. Yeah. They loved me. We were upper middle class. It was great. And I start talking about, like, the shitty things that happen in that, and it's coming together quite well. So I'm excited. I'm trying to tie it into another big piece, but that's all going to be coming soon. So it should be exciting. But that's the thing is, like, look, everything, every habit can be trained. All this kind of stuff, it can work. I don't know. It's a weird time where, even like for myself, I used to, after shows, I would be outside in front of my house. Like, we have a carport, and I would be in there, and I would just be like going over my set that I did that night. I would just be smoking and just sitting there, just going over and over and over and over my stuff. And, like, I'm sure neighbors saw, and they're like, that kid's on crack for sure. And I'm like, well, maybe. But like, that's the thing is, when I use that time because everyone else is... clearly, right? That's the thing is, I was alone. So, for me, it was always so good that I could just put that out there and I have that alone time. But at the same time, I would hear shit that I'd be like, what the fuck was that? Right?
That's because you went up after Rob YouTube Aluma and freaked the fuck out. We've been shouting him out a lot.
Yeah, we're not advertising him 2 days in a row, okay? Fuck you, Rob. Fuck you, Rob. What'd you pay Crystal? Okay? This is like, let's talk about Rob YouTube Baluba.
Hi, you just said his name again. But that's Dino Bilates, the genetic marvel.
No, it's Dino the genetic marvel. There's
Crystal
I have
Morency.
no last name. I'm like Crystal. I'm like fucking Madonna.
Okay, and I'm just simply me because I prefer that too. Well, I can't give my daddy that much credit. You know, I learned that from Jeremy Fisher, and then I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know if I want to be that kind of like daddy's broken, like kind of person, like those people, like, because I'm better off, like I'm okay with it, I'm cool with it. Everybody's like, oh, I think of all the negative of my childhood. I'm like one of those children that actually had a rough childhood, and I think of all the positive stuff. Like I went to Batman, and I got to go see that in the movie theater. That was like the coolest movie ever with Jack Nicholson, and I got to see The Little Mermaid in Spanish in Venezuela, and I got to do some pretty cool shit, like, you know, like, so I'm pretty excited about it. And like, I think like I got to pick berries, and I got to go camping, and I got to eat bologna sandwiches with barbecue Fritos and bologna, and it was delicious.
That is
at
a good
Point
meal.
Peely.
That is a good meal,
right?
Huh?
See, so I remember driving in the back of my mom's little Volkswagen Rabbit, and back then you didn't have to wear seatbelts, so we used to wave at the other cars.
Oh my god! Oh. You know what? That's
See?
oh yeah. We would drive
up to positive
to Florida
stuff
some summers, and we had a minivan. It was a Grand Caravan. No, it was a Plymouth Grand Voyager. That's what it was. It had the wood panels on the side, and we would stack up. We would stack up all the luggage in the back so high that it was like a bed. So when I was still small, me and one other brother, we could lie down across the back on top of all the luggage.
I love that crap.
Until you brake really hard, and then it's not okay, because you literally just go,
I know,
boom, right into everybody else's back. So,
and that's when, like, did your parents smoke?
No.
Oh.
No. My parents quit smoking before I was alive. I took it up.
Oh, so they loved you.
I took it up for them afterward. Just because I'm a trooper, I keep the party line going. No,
mine still smoked in the car. You know, like when the windows were up, like they never put the windows down, and then like you couldn't let the air conditioning out in the summertime, and you couldn't let the heat out inside the winter time. So the windows were constantly up.
Well, that's the funny thing is, like, people are so adamant about that kind of stuff. Be like, don't let the air conditioning out. You're like, it's not 1946, fuckface. Okay, it's just relax. Okay, just calm down.
Well, because they think it's in their house. It's why I shout at you, because I think that you're actually really far away. Because I know that you live far away. But so
it's not that far. I'm not on the moon.
No, but I figured if I shout, you could hear me from home.
That's maybe possible. That might be possible. See, my big thing is people who are so adamant about stupid things. Like when people. Oh, I would do this. People are like, hey, close the door. You're letting the air conditioning out. And they would stand at the door and just start going like this. What? And I'm like, don't be stupid. Like, obviously I'm trying to close doors. I'm in the door. I'm trying to get into the house. Fuck off. Like, it's just the way some people are like, hey. Like, you know, close the window. You're letting the Wi-Fi out. You're like, that's not how it works, you jackass.
That's a perfect bit.
That's a street joke. That's not mine. That's just it's like a meme or something. I don't know. Whatever.
I think it's funny though.
But it is, and that's why like people are like, did you know that Donald Trump is like a murderer? And you're like, guy, just you know what? Every billionaire in the world is a murderer. I'm gonna say that right now. Every one of them has murdered something. Okay?
I'm going to murder.
If it costed me murder so I could come into the Billionaires Club, I'm gonna murder somebody too. I have no problem with that.
I'm gonna murder I'm gonna murder.
Yeah, I am okay with that.
I'm gonna murder this. Yeah. I'm gonna murder the YouTube scene. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take over Joe Rogan.
Yeah, and once that picks up with the scratch, then I'm telling you, oh yeah, there's gonna be some murders, and I'm okay with that. I am totally okay with that.
Me too.
Let me into your cult. I am.
You're gonna wear the horns. We're gonna be the person that people see in the bush with the horns and taking people from the area or not that the national forest.
I'm pretty sure that if you're in a bush and someone can see your horn, you're definitely going to jail. Just saying. That's good advice. Don't let people see your horn when you're in the bushes. That will get you.
My God,
that will get you taken to jail.
Have you been flashed? Have you been flashed?
No. Are you crazy?
No.
Look at me. I'm a monster. I'm just shy of 6'2", and I'm 400 pounds. If you flash me,
he does look like a monster.
Looking like you're going to have a bad fucking time. I'm just like, that is not... Because that's when I'll grab you by the throat and the dick and just lift you up and be like, well, you're not going to eat none of these. Just there you go.
Oh, God. I've been very inappropriately flashed a few times.
Every day. Every single one of these recordings, Crystal has been inappropriate. I'm just happy it's not me. That's my... Like, I have a hard time not being inappropriate.
Have to be cool about it.
It was pretty great.
Don't be. Dino, don't try to be not inappropriate. You gotta be yourself.
Don't be appropriate.
We want people to
be inappropriate. Fight the power.
Just be yourself. No.
I don't remember who I am. I've been pretending to be human for 20 years. Are you kidding me?
Well, stop pretending. Just be you.
No.
This is what people have
I do not have enough money to be a murderer like I am.
Oh, don't think like that. Start loving people.
No. I hate everyone. Are you kidding me?
People are so... This is our motivational rant, everybody. Our morning motivational rant. I think I'm the motivation and Dino's the rant.
I think that's fair. That's a fair, yeah.
I think so.
Like, look, it's the morning for both of us. You motivate. Yep. I rant. That's a fair trade. Yeah. I think that's a reasonable thing.
It's a fair trade.
Yeah. You know, it's about getting the good and the bad out early in the morning, and that way you can listen to this on your way to work, and that way you could just be like, I don't know, whatever, we're crazy.
Oh, we could play good cop, bad cop, and really, I'll be the bad cop, though. Like, I'll be like the nice one, and then as soon as you leave the room, I end up doing way worse stuff to them that you do. Listen. And then they want you back.
As long as I'm not called fat cop, I'm okay with it. We can call good cop,
nobody's
bad cop,
doing that.
Murder cop, not murder cop. As long as it's not fat cop and other, I'm okay with that.
You're going to be the chief of police because of your plumpness.
The plumpness. I've been called the plumpness.
No, it's a goodness.
You rat bastard.
No, I love it. No, it's like royalty. I told you to embrace it. Remember, I'm going to make you a cape, like a king's cape. King's cape. Well, you know the purple with the fur like pimps wear almost?
The fuck just happened? I'm seeing stars right now. Give me a second. This is not gonna work.
This is what he's got. This, everybody.
Let's go over what Crystal said. The police will like you for your plumpness.
No, I said you'll be the chief of police.
The chief of police because of my plumpness.
Yeah, because you look like a leader. Because you're like a king. Because you're like the leader of the pack. Well, the leader of the pack's always the big one because he eats well.
I want to be known as His Royal Highness the Plumpness.
No, I regret saying the plumpness. I take it back. I'm sorry.
I'm going to get a shirt that says His Royal Highness the Plumpness. Oh, it's fucking hilarious. I love it. I'm stealing that.
Ooh, with a plum-colored cape. With a plum-colored cape with the fur around it inside the gold teeth.
That just sounds like, hey, this is plum flavored. Maybe it'll help you take a shit, you fat bastard.
Oh, no, you could wear the, I'm going to make you the plum, I'm going to make you the plum colored cape, and then it will go with your gold chain for when you get stupid rich.
This is the worst fucking thing I've ever heard. Hey, the chief of police of plumpness. Oh, fucking.
Plumpness.
That's fantastic. I'm definitely stealing that one.
I like it. You can.
Definitely, yeah. I'm definitely gonna have somebody introduce me as His Majesty of Plumpness.
I'm going to. Yeah. Every show now. Da, 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 da. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Dino, the genetic, or
Stop saying my last name. Just never say it again. Just never say my last name. If someone says, what's your last name? Tell them it's the. Dino's last name is the genetic marvel. That's it.
The genetic marvel. Yeah. I know, I fuck it up every time. Every time, and I laugh at it every time, because every time she says it differently, and not one of them has been correct. It's fucking hilarious. Oh, I can't even. I'm just like, whatever, I don't care. It's fucking hilarious. What am I gonna say? I would have to tell him, if I was your wife, I'd have to tell everybody that my name is Mrs. B.
Yeah. Mrs. the Genetic Marvel. Absolutely.
Genetic Marvel. Because I don't
it's
know
like
what
Genetic Marvel is like Esquire. I'm like, I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, man.
That's funny. I'm so making you a cape. For when we get back, you're getting a cape.
Absolutely. I can't.
It's for when you're
touching
Dracula,
your chest,
too.
you pervert. Oh, my God. You're like, I'm His Majesty of Plumpness.
My sweater's really soft. My sweater's
That is not a thing. See, this is like, I just like it. Yeah, well, there are guys in the 80s who like showing their dick. That's not okay either, okay? It's like, hey, check out my dick. You're like, yeah, no, man, nobody's interested in that.
I just totally molested myself because I'm like, oh, that sweater's really soft, and grabbed my own belly.
Trust me, we all saw. We all saw. He's like, I
got COVID boobs, so I never had them before, so I groped myself a lot. I'm gonna
go on the record and say that COVID boobs are not a thing. COVID belly. COVID belly is a definite thing. COVID boobs, I'm not sure about that. That's a.
I got them. I've never had COVID curves, and now I got COVID curves. I call them. So I'm like, and now I got boobs and a butt, and I touch them every day.
So Crystal's a pervert.
You guys are.
Oh
no.
Man. No. So I don't think we actually talked about Dracula much. So we might have to do that again tomorrow.
Okay, but like we warned, sometimes we touch base for 10 minutes on a topic.
Yeah, let's see. What else can we talk about tomorrow? Let's say, let's talk about
something fun.
Something fun. What could we talk about that's fun?
Happy Days.
Oh, gross. That's horrible.
I'm kidding. What? I love that shit. I totally wish I was a 50s housewife.
You know what?
I'd make a good one.
We could talk about just old shows that we used to watch. Just nostalgia, kind of like how it's different now when you go back to watch it and how things are being remade. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Without getting too political, into...
Yeah,
we're not... Yeah.
Well, we're going to touch on a little bit of the political correctness and stuff.
We'll touch on a little bit of it, but... we don't want to get too far into it.
That's true.
Because everybody else is.
So, I would say our message for today, everyone, would be question everything you see. You know what? Yeah, we're all...
but not with doubt.
Sorry, what'd you say?
But not with doubt.
Not with doubt. That's right. No, we covered that. Is that questioning what you hear, fact checking, which is... and there's a lot of new buzzwords like virtue signaling, fact checking... which really shouldn't be, but you know what I mean. Check the information you're receiving. Don't just let it go right into your crazy mind and run rampant, right? People are saying crazy things. We are still in a pandemic, right? People are dying. People are getting sick. a few performers have recently been diagnosed. A few tennis players have been diagnosed with COVID-19. This is all kind of exactly what was predicted with regards to the second wave. So, guys, question what people are telling you. Be safe. Take care of yourselves, because this is a tough time for anybody and everybody. So, you know, just take the time. Even just take 10 seconds a day to just stop and think and say, am I proud of what I'm doing? I think is
That's great.
Really something that we need to touch base on. I know I've heard this story was how, I think it was the Rothschilds or Rockefellers, I'm not sure which one, I always mix them up, but they had a tradition where New Year's Day they would kind of gather as a family and talk about where they failed and where they succeeded for the last year and how they're going to do better. And, you know, taking the time to analyze what you're doing and if you're doing is what you want to be doing to be happy every day, I think is a great thing and something we can all really do going forward.
1,000%, and it was the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
That is, but and that's 1,000%, because you got to just focus on your better, doing your better. Yeah. Forget about what somebody else is doing with their life and their experience. What are you doing with your experience? Like, other than sitting and watching other people and judging them,
except for us,
figure out their lives.
Except for us, you can definitely watch us.
Except for us, we're gonna. Yeah, you can watch us and definitely judge us.
All right, so
go ahead.
Crystal, where can everyone find you?
Everybody can find me at YouTube, simply me, Crystal Morency, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Excellent.
And Dino.
Everyone can find me on YouTube at Dino the Genetic Marvel, as well as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I think I covered everything there. By all means, this is going to be a morning motivational rant, which we are in process of getting loaded. If I could only figure it out, but it's happening. It's happening, and everything is going to be sunshine and lollipops.
We will have so many great videos for you, though.
That's true.
After
We're gonna. It's every single day. There's going to be a video. That's the goal. So, have a good day, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.